Hello, my name is Bill Gladstone. I am the principal with the Bill Gladstone Group of NAI-CIR. And welcome to this edition of The Last 90 Days as we feature to my immediate right, Phil Garnicelli, COO of the Harrisburg-based Pinnacle Health System. And to his immediate right, COO of Kinsley Properties in York, Pennsylvania. And today we'll be discussing the state of medical office space in the first quarter of 2012 and in general. And gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
In this market, if I wanted to do a professional office space deal, I could probably do that right now at a rate of about $18.50 a square foot, probably a little bit less, with the tenant on a gross basis, with the tenant paying its own janitorial. Now, you and I recently did a deal with an endocrinologist, and that deal actually went up into the mid-20s. Now, so the question is, what is it with medical office space, the tenant improvements, that actually pushes the rate up? And again, in that particular case, the rate probably wouldn't have gone that high, except there was also a compression on the time frame, allowing you just to recoup so you had to recoup money faster than you normally would have. But I typically see the medical rates now somewhere between 25 or mid-20s, let's say, dollars per square foot, plus the janitorial, plus the medical waste, and going up into the low 30s. Is that what you see? And what is it that makes that rate go so much higher, potential to go so much higher over the professional office space in the $18, $19 range?
Well, with medical space, you know, as Phil mentioned, they do have some additional requirements. Typically, a medical space, even a clinical space, is going to have a higher level of plumbing, HVAC needs than a typical office space. In addition, because of patient confidentiality, the sound attenuation to prevent discussions in adjacent rooms from transmitting for those reasons. So there's some of those regulations that Phil talked about that come down to the basic level of a doctor's office. And you know, you have electrical needs and things like that that are at a higher level. So those are the main things that attribute to the cost increase until you get into the higher levels of you know, emergency power, increased power needs for imaging, floor loads, things like that.
Okay. You know, one thing I was thinking about as far as the rates go, I know that if I was to go out and build a brand new professional office building, not medical but professional, including the ground, it would probably cost me about $120 a square foot. That's probably a good number, plus or minus, you know, for professional office space. If I wanted to do the same with medical office space, any idea where either one of you think I would be?
You'd be over $120 a foot.
Yeah.
Typically, you know, in our experience, the tenant improvements within the shell that used to be, you know, several years ago in the $40, $50 range per square foot are up in the $70, $80 range per square foot. So if you can build a shell for $100, you know, I think you're more in the range of $170, $180 a foot for a medical office building.
Yeah. It seemed like that might be it, but I just didn't know. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking with you and kind of reviewing the state of medical office space for the first quarter of 2012 and also in general. And to the viewing audience at home, thank you.